I have some pop top charms that I made in a video that I just did, and I'm going to link to that if you want to see how I made these little charms. And I have added little images. They're Halloween images, black cats, a little witch on a broom, and then some other little bugs and bats and things. And so these are the ones that I'm going to use. I have other little round images, and again, you can check out this video and see how to make those. And if we need any more, of course, I can make those. But I found this cute ghost card that I want to use as kind of like a bookmark charm. And we're going to have this as our base, as our bookmark. I had printed this out on cardstock, and on the back side I had like a brown print, so it's not just solid white. I could have double backed this maybe, and that is something that I've done before on others. But this one I just wanted to do this brown image on the back, and then I have laminated it, and so that's going to just make it a little bit sturdier. I was doing the around the edges in like a little curved edge. And so what I've also got on hand here in my little tin, I got that this year, and I think it's so cute. I'm a huge Peanuts fan. But inside I've put some different beads that are for Halloween and stuff. And we will add these things along with our little pop top charms onto our bookmark charm. And I also have just some black cording, and so I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. And I'm also going to add an eyelet. I have these here that are kind of like a brownish, I guess these are antique brass. That's the color that these are. And I'm also going to make use of my crocodile for us to put the hole, and then to put this eyelet in here. So let's get started to get ready to make this cute little bookmark charm. To give you an idea of the size of this, it's about 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. So it will fit perfectly in an album or journal. And then we're going to also have all of these cute little beads and things coming from the side, and they will hang out over. So that's my plan for that. I'm going to go ahead and drop these other charms in my little container so I have everything together. If you'll notice though, some of these I've already put little jump rings on, others do not have jump rings. And we'll just see. You know, the great thing about the little pop tops, you may not even need to use a jump ring because it has this little open area here. We'll see how we like. Sometimes I like to add the jump ring to give just an extra bit of a dangle on something. So we'll see. But first off, we need to do our hole and get this eyelet set. So when I'm using my crocodile, especially for this eyelet, it is a jumbo eyelet, so I need to use my larger hole. And I'm just going to do this from about the middle here and come down. Let's see, let's go about right here. We'll punch our hole, and then we'll get ready to place the eyelet. So we go from the hole, that should fit in there. It just kind of snaps in. And then I turn my tool around. It has the place here that shows where the top of the eyelet fits in. And so I will put that in there. Make a slight squeeze, and then that closes that eyelet, and we have a nice way to protect our hole with our string that we're going to put in here. So that gets this part ready. Just love this plain card, and so that's really neat. I think what I'm going to do for the length now, as we're going to be adding beads, it's going to take up some of our string. And so you want to take that into the account when you're doing the length of your strings. And what I mean by that, we're going to be tying knots and that sort of thing. So I'm thinking total length, I probably need double here. I've got a length of 12 inches doubled. I want to have 4 different strings. So the total length is about 24 inches. I'm going to fold it in half, and let me do another strip that is this length. So let me take another length of this 24, cut that in half, And then I'm just gonna fold both of these in half together. So I have these folded in half, my 2 strings, and together I'm gonna push those through the hole. The loop comes out, and then the remainder string I'm gonna push back through and then pull this out. And that's going to attach it to our cute little card. Now that we have this attached to our little card, I'm gonna take all 4 pieces and let's do a knot as close to where we have attached. There's so many different ways you can do this, but this is just the way that I'm gonna choose to do it for this particular one. We'll put this knot down there, and it's just an extra way to secure our piece. Now we've kind of also got it kind of makes our pieces kind of go up from our card. Now we're going to work on each individual piece of cording, and we have all these different pieces that we can have. I'm going to just lay my card here in front of me, and it's almost like I can work one string at a time. Now I've got all these different beads. Some of them have larger holes, and those with the larger holes, I'm going to have to use a spacer bead between them. I've also got these here that have letters, and I'm spelling out Ghost with one of those. They have the larger holes though too, so we're going to have to work on that. Plus we're going to be making some knots ourselves here. So I'm just going to start off with maybe this black bead. And so I'm going to do a little bit of beading, and you can just watch along as I'm doing this. So I've got the first little strand done, and I've included these little pony beads, a little silicone bat bead, and then a couple of other beads. We'll see if I add any more, but I'm going to move on to the second level here. And I want to make sure that I include a tab on this one. I'm going to first put a knot there so that this orange bead that I place will be a little bit below that black. Now sometimes if I can't get all the way close as I want to, I'll use my little tweezers, and I'll take that string, and if you go inside the hoop of the knot and attach, pull right where you want it to, and I actually need to go probably even closer. I can loosen it up a little bit and move my tweezers closer and then pull them out, and our knot is very close to where I wanted it. So I've got the little orange bead in place, and then let's go ahead and let's try, we're going to use the little cat, and I'm just going to hook this in on its own. And let's just tie this on to go underneath the orange. I don't want it right up next to it. Kind of a little distance away from it. Something like that. And I've just got it tied on. I think I'm going to do another one, and I'll use the little jump ring that we have with it. Let's go ahead and tie a knot below this string, mainly so that the bead, the next bead, is not just right up on it. So that's going to put that in place there. And how about we go with, I don't think we've used the black pony beads, but I need to put a silver bead before that. And then we'll do our black pony beads, a couple of those, followed by another spacer silver bead. So I'll get that in place and get ready for the next one. For this third section, I'm going to start with a spacer bead for the third one. And I'm going to use the ghost lettering. So I'm going to actually, or let's do an orange bead. No, let's do ghost. We'll go ahead. And so I'm going to use, I like to spell mine with reading from the bottom up. So hopefully I'm doing this right. G-H-O-S-T. And we'll end that with a spacer bead. And as I ended that, I will tie that off. I'm going to take this and then just try to pull it close as I can to that spacer bead, because I want them to kind of be set. There we go. And we're working our way down. So I'm on to the last string, and this is where we want to utilize another one of our pop tops, one or two. But I'm going to start off here, I think at the top. Let's see, we haven't used any of our orange or white pony beads. So first though, we need a spacer. And then we'll do an orange. How about if we try, let's see, let's go ahead and with the orange. And I have one of my things already on a jump ring. I don't know, let's see what this looks like. If we attach next, we'll put that on there. But I think I need to go in the other direction, just so that it will hang right. And then maybe let's finish up with another couple of beads here, and then we'll do the spacer bead. I just kind of come up with it as I'm working on it, as you can kind of tell. I like to pick out the beads beforehand, but then in terms of placement, I may have a couple of ideas of how I want to do it. But it's really just kind of once we start working and seeing what we've got. I've left a little bit longer strings because I may add a couple of things. I do like how this dangles there when it's on the jump ring. But that's okay. We've got this one here and that works fine too. So let's do another knot just a little bit further down from that. And I'll keep on adding my beads. Maybe, do we want to do one of the orange here? I really like these. So this is what it's looking like so far, and I think this looks great, but I want to show you another little trick. First of all, it looks like, even though I tried to get this one in the right direction, and sometimes it does look okay, but I feel like it's wanting to be like this and not be seen. There's two different things we could do. We could stack two on top of each other, and I think that's what I'm going to do. And the great thing about it being on the jump ring is we can open the jump ring here. It's a little tight of an area, but I think I can get all my tools here. We're going to open it up, and then I'm going to take another one of the pieces, Let me open this up just a little bit more. And I'm going to slip this on from the back side. Now I have 2 on 1 jump ring. And close this back up. And I think this is going to look really good. Because now, no matter what, you're going to have one side of the picture showing. And it also, we have the dangle of charms back to back. Another thing which is very similar, let's say on this string, maybe right down here, we want to add a jump ring. So I'm going to take, I think I'm going to use this one with the little witch on the broom. I've got my jump rings here. Grab one of those and let's open that up. Opening that up, we can put our pop top, hang that from there, and then if we want to place it, let's say right here in between these two, or maybe even, I don't know if I can fit it up there if it's really gonna stay. Let's place it, that may be too low. Maybe I can get it right here between that spacer bead and the whole the knot that I made. Now I'm not sure if it will stay in place. We will try it and see. And it dropped. That's okay. That's going to give it some room though to kind of dangle and be there with that bead. So I think that looks fine though as it is. So I think this is how I'm going to be using this. This is how this charm is going to end up with all the different beads, the lettering, the pop tops, and I love it. Let's put it inside a journal. So here's the little charm, and I want to show you, I've used my Poe book as an example several times because I'm not quite finished with my other Halloween journal for this year for me to share. So I wanted to just show on a couple of different things. I made this little paper album last year and I think it's so cute, but I just wanted to show you how this would look great if we put this inside, and it could be used and hang this over the top and you've got all the cute little charms. So that works great for that. Or we have the larger journals that you could slide in here, and you have this again hanging over the top with your beautiful charms. And so I love this. I love my little pop tops. They give so much that you can look at and want to see, and I love the sounds of that as well. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this beautiful little book charm. I'm going to be adding it to my Halloween one that I am hoping to get to this week. That is my goal, that I will be on that, and this will be a perfect thing. I love this little card that will fit perfectly in it, and the charm is all Halloween. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next project.